So do you ever get a deal that you just can't sell, you can't find a buyer, and you've exhausted your own buyer's list and you just can't get any more? Well, stay tuned because I can help you. Hey, what's up, YouTube? My name is Graylan Stewart. Thank you for joining me. I am a real estate entrepreneur. I'm an investor, and we wholesale houses nationwide. That is our main strategy in our business that we do all day, every day. So I've got a small team that we do acquisitions for off-market properties, and we sell those deals to cash buyers that want to fix and flip them or want to hold them for rentals. So today's video is about JV, okay? So we offer JV deals. Now, we do it a little bit differently now than we used to, okay? So obviously, you know what joint ventures are. It's basically when you have a deal that you just can't sell, you always look to somebody in the area that actually has buyers that could potentially help you sell that deal. So traditionally, the way that works is you split the deal with the other wholesaler or other wholesale company to help you find that buyer, and you split it 50-50. So here's how it traditionally looked in the past. So let's say you get a deal, you lock it up under contract with a motivated seller. Like I said, you've exhausted your list, can't find a buyer, and you're stuck. So your only option is to partner with somebody else that might have a better buyer list or a better chance of selling that deal. So you come together and say, hey, I can't find a buyer. Hey, I've got buyers. Let's come together and split the deal 50-50. That's traditionally how a JV deal goes. So we can do that in certain areas for sure because we have strong relationships that are local to the areas and things like that. However, the problem is when we get JV deals, now let me tell you this, the JV deals that come across, we get JV opportunities pretty much weekly, and we turn down probably 90% of them. And let me tell you why. And it's not because we're stuck up or snobby or anything like that. No, we want to make money just like you do. So yes, we definitely want to help people JV. The problem is there's a lot of wholesalers out there that are newer to the game. They don't really understand completely what an ARV is, okay? ARV gets the whole process started, okay? So if you get that part wrong, nothing else in the entire deal is going to be right. So what I mean is we get JV deals coming to us all the time to say, hey, we want you to sell this deal. Yeah, we'll split it 50-50. You know, all of that stuff, which is great. But then, you know, we have to vet the deal because at the end of the day, it's our name on the line when we do traditional JV deals, okay? So we vet the deal, meaning we make sure, obviously, you have a contract, but not only that, we have to run comps on it. We have to really dig into the property, make sure, you know, because a lot of times when we get these deals brought to us, they don't even really know the repairs. They have no clue. They didn't ask the right questions. So there's not a lot of information about the actual deal itself. So we have to do the fact finding and figuring out ourselves, but we also have to run the comps and make sure the numbers are even right. And oftentimes, deals that people send us are basically retail. You know, so usually we'll spend 30 to 45 minutes just researching, doing our due diligence to make sure, hey, what will we lock this deal up on and what will we try to sell it for? Usually the JV deals that people bring to us, they lock it up higher than what we would even want to sell it for. So like I said, at the end of the day, it's our name on the line. So most of the traditional JV deals, we completely turn down. But this video is not about that. This video is about doing a JV deal differently, okay? So we offer JVs anywhere in the nation, and it's 100% guaranteed that, hey, we're going to take the deal on with you and partner with you. So here's how it works. You can go to www.jvanywhere.com. So if you've been to that website before, that was our traditional JV website in the past, so we've changed it now. Now we do a 75-25 split, meaning you get 75% of the profit, okay? So it's a lot better deal for you, and it's a lot better deal for us too, because now we don't actually have to vet the deal. You know, we trust that you know what you're doing, and that's cool with us, and we're going to just let you have at it and do your thing, okay? All we're going to do is leverage our buyer list because we have over 3.5 million buyers nationwide. So if you have a deal you can't sell, we probably have the buyer as long as you have a good deal, right? But at the same time, we put the ball in your court to where it's pretty much up to you. So let me just actually show you the website and we'll dive into it so you can actually see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, let's get into it. So here is the website. Like I said, it's called jvanywhere.com. And as I said, we do have over 3.5 million buyers nationwide. It was actually like 3.6 or so last time I looked. Okay. So let's dig into this. Basically, we're offering a service to you to where you can keep most of the deal. So this is kind of what the website looks like. Just offering our services. You can click on how's it work at any time during this process. But basically, you send us the deal. Like I said, we do JVs different. We have over 3.5 million buyers nationwide, and we want to share those with you. And the best part about it is we only charge you 25% of the assignment fee, and you get to add tons of buyers to your list because we're going to give you the buyers, okay? We know exactly what buyers, by leveraging our software, we know what buyers are actually buying in the area. So we'll give you all the different buyers right around where your deal is, okay? So why choose us, okay? Like I said, we have nationwide buyers. Eliminate the long, drawn-out process of finding real buyers since we have over 3.5 million buyers across the United States, and we'll give you every buyer within 1 to 15 mile radius of your property. So why is it 1 to 15? Let me explain that, okay? So some deals have way more buyers around a specific area than others, okay? You might have one area that has 400 buyers within a 1 mile radius. I mean, some of those tight knit communities with tons and tons of houses, there might be 400 buyers in that one particular area. But some areas, maybe there's not as many buyers. It might take 15-mile radius to actually get 400 buyers or so. That's just an example. That's why it's 1 to 15-mile radius of your property. But what we'll do is we'll search out those buyers. We always guarantee at least 400 buyers in most cases. But we're going to skip trace those for you on us and send you a list of buyers that you can actually start calling ASAP. Now, this list will give you the max profit potential for your deal because we already know these buyers are interested because they just bought one, right around the corner. So we're going to leverage our software. We have the best data on the market. Not only will you save money by not having to use email blasts and things like that, because those cost money every time you send them, but this will eliminate all the big, email blasts that you have to do typically. That just brings you back tire kickers and buyers from other areas. And those people usually aren't even interested anyways, in most cases, right? So our buyers just bought a house down the street, like I said, so that you have a good deal. If you do have a good deal, chances are they'll buy it, right? So then after that, all you got to do is start dialing for dollars. That's what I like to call it. You get on the phone, okay? We give you the buyers list. It's got all their phone numbers. And now you got to just start calling that skip trace list of buyers that we have. Plus, our list isn't just a list of buyers. It also shows you the properties those particular buyers bought, what that's around the neighborhood. So you can actually get on the phone and say, hey, I thought you might be interested in this property since you just bought one down the road at 123 Main Street. I have the one available at 125 Main Street. Are you interested? Of course they are, because they like the area, obviously. They already did a house nearby. So, but we also give you, the beds and bath, the square footage, of course, the purchase date, the hold time. Now, why is that important? The purchase date and the hold time is more important because if they held that, for 3 or 4 weeks, that they probably didn't have to do a lot to get that sold, right? If it was 3 or 4 months, that they probably fix it up to flip it. It just tells you more about the deal, but it also tells you the purchase price that they bought it for, the sale price that they sold it for, and then the overall gross profit that they actually made. But the biggest thing is it tells you the buyer score, y'all. So what a buyer score is in my system is it just means that they've done more deals, okay? So the larger the buyer score, the more properties they've bought, therefore the more that they want to buy, and the more that they're seeking out, because if they have a buyer score of 80,000 and you've got another one with a buyer score of 1,000, obviously you want to call the one that has 80,000 first because they're super active. They've bought hundreds of houses, most likely, if their score is that high. So anyways, if you're ready to JV, you submit your deal right there. But let's go to how's it work, okay? That'll explain this whole process of how we do things differently, okay? So it's 7 simple steps. That might sound overwhelming, but it's not. It's 7 super easy steps that take you no time to do it all. Okay. So how does the process really work? It's simple. If you're looking to sell your wholesale deal, we'll give you the best list of potential buyers for your deal to help you maximize your profits. Okay. And you can always submit your deal right there if you want to. But let's go through the steps. Okay. Step 1, proof of purchase. Obviously, we need to make sure that you have a signed contract with the seller. Just email us a copy of your signed purchase agreement, and we just verify that. So step 2 is actually title company verification. Not only do we want to know that you got your contract signed, we want to verify that you actually have this deal in escrow with a local title company. So that's all you have to do is just tell us who the title company is. We call them up and say, hey, does so-and-so have this deal with you? And they say yes. Great. Step 2 is done, right? So step 3 is the JV agreement. Let's make it official. We'll send you a joint venture agreement via DocuSign just to solidify our partnership on this deal. And like I said earlier, we do a 75-25 split. So you get the bigger cut, right? Then we'll send the agreement to the title company once it's signed. So step 4 is the biggest one, right? It's the buyer's list itself. So we use our software of data to search and skip trace a list of all of the buyers within a 1 to 15 mile radius of the property that you have under contract. Most lists, like I said earlier, will have a minimum of 400 buyers. So we basically will email that list to you once we compile it. But like I said earlier, the list includes the buyer's name or LLC, phone numbers. Sometimes there's 1 or 2 phone numbers. Sometimes you might get 10 phone numbers. So it's going to give you all the potential phone numbers of the buyer. Obviously, you got to call them all to figure out which one is the real actual number, just like you have to do with sellers. It's no different. But we're also going to give you the flip address, beds and bath, building and lot square foot, the dates of purchase, sale, hold time, purchase price, sale price, gross profit, and the buyer score, like I said before. Okay. Now, let me get down to step 5. Dial for dollars. Okay. Now that you have the list of the purchase, all the purchases made within the 1 to 15 mile radius, you just start dialing to give them an offer for your deal, right? You offer the deal up to them. You serve it to them on a platter. Obviously, if I'm flipping houses on this one street and you've got a deal on that same street, I'm probably going to want to buy that deal as long as it's a good deal. So, but for best results, we do recommend using a triple dialer like Mojo Dialer, or, I know that there's others out there, which I'm not real familiar with, but we've definitely used Mojo Dialer and ZenCall in the past. Triple dialer just allows you to get through more calls quickly. But even if you do single dialer, at least you're on a dialer because it will randomly just dial calls over and over without you having to actually punch them all in. But if you prefer to punch them in one by one, that's your prerogative too. Okay. So step 6 is the assignment agreement. Obviously, when you start calling these buyers, we always recommend obviously call the ones with the biggest buyer score first, because that's going to give you the best opportunity to sell the deal. So once you actually find a buyer and they're ready to go, obviously you send them an assignment contract, and then you just make sure that they have a decent amount of earnest money just to keep them, in the deal so that they're committed, get some skin in the game. And then you just send that contract to the title company, the same one, obviously, that you sent the purchase and sale agreement to, okay? And then, obviously, a day or so later, you just want to verify that they actually did send that earnest money, because believe it or not, buyers will sign a contract and oftentimes never take the earnest money there. So it's not really a deal unless you have both of those. You got to have the signed contract and they've got to drop off their earnest money, and it is non-refundable. But you just got to do your due diligence and just make sure they do what they say they're going to do, okay? Now, step 7 is the easiest, obviously, follow up and payday. So now we just wait for the closing date, and we both get paid at closing through the title company. You'll get 75%, we will get 25%. But be sure, this is super important, just stay in the communication with your seller especially, but also the buyer and the title company, okay? Because you just need to definitely keep in contact with all 3 of those parties. But the seller is the most important. I definitely recommend, just by personal experience in my own business, you got to follow up with sellers every 3 or 4 days, to be honest. Because remember, these sellers are not like you and I. They're a little bit different. They're in distress. They're selling their property at a huge discount for a reason. Okay. So they oftentimes freak out if they don't hear from you for a week or 2. They're just kind of assuming sometimes that, I guess they're not buying the deal, or what happened to them? I don't know what's going on. I guess I better get a contract with someone else. All kinds of things fall apart if you don't communicate. So always please take my advice. It's happened to us multiple times. Follow up with your seller every 3 or 4 days. So, anyways, once you figure all that out, you know exactly how this works, and you're ready to submit your deal. You simply click on submit your deal. You can do it at the top or at the bottom of that page. So this really makes it official. It just says, yes, we're ready to do the deal. And it's real simple. Obviously, we need your name and your cell phone number and your email address. And then we need the name that you actually used on the purchase agreement. We need the title company name, their address, the contact name, like the escrow officer that you're working with or anybody else that you're working with there, their phone number and email. And that's really it. Then you submit the deal. So after that, after you submit your deal, a little form will pop up just telling you thank you for submitting and that we will be in touch with you. Our transaction coordinator will actually, be in touch with you to make sure that you send us the contract because we want to get this done. The whole game of wholesaling is speed, right? So we want to respond to you quickly, but we got to get the purchase agreement quickly too so we can start doing the steps, okay? Now you can actually click right here to send your email to us, or if you kind of forgot how it works, you can always click back on how it works to just remind you, okay, yeah, I got to get my purchase agreement sent to them. They're going to verify it. We got to do the JV agreement with them. They're going to send me their buyer list. Now I got to start calling to find a buyer. Then I'm going to assign the contract to a buyer once I find one. Then we're waiting on payday and we're communicating a lot. So if you have to remember those things, just click on that little link or hit the back button or whatever to get back there. But once you fill this out, after you fill this out, you can either click here or you can send the email, because at the end of this, once you submit it, it'll give you the email address to send it to you, or just click here and it'll send it to you. Okay, you just click on that button. It'll actually pop up your email address, and then you can send your deal from right there. And all you have to do is just attach your contract. We just want to make sure it's a legit deal, and the rest is up to you. We don't need to know your seller's name. We don't need to know anything else about the deal itself. All we need is the address and proof that you actually got the contract. And then, hey, happy dialing. You're going to actually add, 400 plus buyers to your list, and you're going to find good buyers, and you're going to get the deal sold, and we're going to take a small commission on that. But if you do other deals in that area, you may not even need us anymore, because now you've got the buyers, a lot of the buyers there. But obviously, every deal is different, because different parts of the city, there's going to be a different pool of buyers, because we literally have every buyer throughout the United States. So just keep that in mind. If you're ever stuck, definitely send it to us. So. Okay, guys, so there you have it. So really, it's pretty simple. You just send us the deal just to prove, we need your contract just to prove that you actually have the deal. Then we're going to verify with the title company. We will get you the buyers list right away, all the top buyers in the area, so that you can start calling them and sell the deal. So the best part about it is you get 75% of the deal rather than 50-50. And you have peace of mind that we don't even know who your seller is, and we don't even care. We have enough deals of our own and tons that we're dealing with already. That's why we kind of put the ball in your court. We just want to provide you the list. Then you get to add to your buyers list and make some money at the same time. So we all win together. But anyways, hopefully that was beneficial. We'd love to JV with you. If you have deals that you can't get rid of, or you just want to partner with us in general in areas maybe you've never sold a deal to before, just go to www.jvanywhere.com and we'd love to help you. So anyways, thanks a lot for sticking around this long. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. Definitely hit subscribe if you have stuck around this long. Give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Drop me some comments. Let me know if you think this is a good deal or not, better than the traditional 50-50, or do you think the 75-25 kind of method that we're doing is better? So I'd love to know your thoughts, and let me know what you think, and we will see you guys in the next video.